So to make a box top or a crop top, you need the following measurements. You'll be needing your shoulder measurement divided by 2. You need your bust measurement divided by 4. You need your waist circumference measurement divided by 4. You need your half length or blouse length. Box tops or crop tops, they usually stops at the waist. Okay, so except the person wants her own to be higher, which will be hanging top, or lower, which will be deviating from the crop top it should be. So it's usually around the waist or 1 inch below the waist, depending on your customer. Okay, so you need your chest length, okay, which is your armhole line. How do you get that? You divide your bust by 6. Bust divided by 6 plus 1.5. This is whatever you get is your chest line. In my own case, I got 7.5. In this 7.5, you'll be adding 1 inch to it for your shoulder slope, because you know that our shoulder is not straight. So you add 1 inch to it for our shoulder slope. So bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 will give you your accurate armhole line, but you add 1 inch to it to give you your shoulder slope. Because if you use this exact number or figure that you got after division, when you remove your shoulder slope, it's going to be short and the armhole will tend to be tight. So you have to include it to your number before cutting. Okay, so let's get into it. So my shoulder measurement divided by 2 is 8. So I'll place 8 inches here. Then the chest line I got after all the calculation I just mentioned is 8.5. My shoulder slope inclusive. So you use this to form a box. Okay, 8.5. Just trying to get a straight line. So this is 8.5. So on this line, you will still impute your shoulder measurement, which is 8. Okay, for you to get a straight line. So you connect it, straight line. So the next line you will be needing is your waistline or blouse length, okay, which in my own case is 17. So you add, if you're using a lining, you will need hemming allowance to turn your lining, or if you want to just hem it, you still need allowance. So add 1 inch allowance to it, making it 18. So altogether the length is 18. Please note that this length is what your client wants. You have to measure or ask. Okay. So on this chest line, you'll be imputing your bust measurement divided by 8. In my own case, I have 8.75. So I'll round it up to 9 inches because this top requires a little bit of ease, okay? But if you want more ease, you can add more. Okay, so you add your sewing allowance. Normally 1 inch sewing allowance is okay. It's just a box top. So you can bring this straight down to the waist, or it depends on what you want, how free you want it. Okay, if you can bring it down straight to the waist, or you can impute your waist measurement with ease. So my waist measurement is 29 divided by 4 will give me 7.25, and I'll round that up to 8, and I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance. Okay, so you connect. Please note we've added our sewing allowance to this 1 inch. So you connect. Okay, so for the neckline, the neck width, we will be using 3.5. This totally depends on what you want. And for the back depth, we would be using 1.5, and for the front, we will be using 4 or 3 inches. 4 inches is okay. But if it's high neck you want, you can use 3 inches. So let me just leave it at 3 inches. Then you should know after cutting it out if it's what you want. You can increase or reduce. Please note, you can increase or reduce this measurement. It is not standard. You can increase or reduce. So this is our back neckline and this is our front neckline. So for the armhole, the shoulder slope, remember we added 1 inch, so you come down by 1 inch for your shoulder slope and connect it back to your neckline. Okay, 1 inch that you added. Then whatever that is remaining here, you divide it into 2 equal halves and mark it. So on that point that you marked, inch that you marked, you come in by 0.5 inches. Okay, then you use your straight line to connect the 0.5 inches back to the shoulder slope. Then you use your curved ruler or armhole curve to connect this point back to your bust measurement here, like this. So your armhole is ready. Everything here is ready. So let me demarcate the sewing allowance from the actual measurement. 1 inch sewing allowance. This is just in case you're not the one sewing it, so that the person, I'm adding ½ inch sewing allowance at the shoulder line. Then you bring this up, sewing allowance. Then we left 1 inch sewing allowance for the hem part. Sewing allowance 1 inch, and your box top is ready. It's as simple as that. Remember that this is your back neckline and this is your front neckline. So if you want to add zip, it depends on the fabric you're using. If the fabric will require zipper, you add zipper allowance for the back. Okay, if the fabric you're using will require zipper, add zipper allowance for the back. If not, you leave it like this. The difference between the front and the back is the neckline. Okay, except you're adding zipper. So it's as simple as that. Then you cut out and we are done. Just a simple basic bodice. So this is it.